Coming to some ears near you. In a world so like this one, you couldn't tell the difference. Geeks and fanatics engage in eternal war for the perfect film pitch. Judged by their peers, and against all odds they cry, "Pitch, please."
Hello and welcome to Pitch Please. I am the legendary beard, Mr. Mike Orvis. If you don't know what this is normally, and you'll understand what I mean in a minute. This is normally a podcast where two geeks have a bit of a pitched battle where they take a franchise or any kind of concept and make a movie or a film series or a comic book or whatever, and they battle with their pitches, and then a third person acts as the judge. But today we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to do a group pitch. Now, who's my group, you might ask? It is our regular co-hosts and my learned friends, Mr. Callum Tyndall.
Hello.
And Mr. Ben Fee.
Boys are back in town, the boys are back in town.
Have you heard that song before, Ben?
Do you know what music is, Ben? So, anyway, how you doing, lads? You all right? It's been a while since we spoke.
Yeah, man. Yes.
I can't think of a song that's appropriate for that. We can't go on together.
I don't know what that is. You sound like a sad banshee.
The suspicious mark.
Okay, never do that again. Okay, so we've got a new list, and I've got the magic dice. What's going to happen in this episode is I'm going to roll the magic dice. We're going to pick something off the list from the dice roll, and then we are, as a group, going to pitch it. This could be brilliant. This could be awful. If there's a pitch that we particularly like when we do these, at the end of episode 9 or episode 8, whatever we choose to end the season on, we are then going to actually pitch it to a real bona fide film company. I don't know how we're going to do that. We're probably going to get ignored, but it'll be fucking funny if we get a response. Right, lads, are you ready for me to roll the dice?
Do it.
Do your thing, honey.
Okay, 17. 17 is Jurassic Park.
Ooh.
So,
okay.
How do you want to do this? Because this is going to be... I'm imagining it's going to be a shorter episode. Or is it going to be just as long, do you reckon?
I reckon we just keep talking about Jurassic Park until the timer goes.
Right, I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen Jurassic Park 1, and I think Jurassic Park 2, whatever that was called. Jurassic World? Is it Jurassic World?
How many are there? No, there was Jurassic Park 1, then The Lost World.
Okay, I've seen The Lost World. I haven't
with,
seen Jurassic
Jeff
Park
Goldblum.
3. And was there a fourth one and then Jurassic World? Or was the fourth one Jurassic World?
I think there was 3 and then Jurassic World.
Okay.
I've seen 1. I think I saw 2, but remember nothing of it. And then I sort of dipped in and out of Jurassic World.
Shall we just have a moment's silence for Chris Pratt breaking up with his wonderful wife, Anna Faris?
I don't...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why people are so upset about this.
Because
I'm heartbroken.
Because they're darlings. They're
They
like...
were
Love is
lovely,
dead.
but...
Says the married man with 2
like,
kids.
everyone was really... Love is dead. And I was like, were we that invested in their relationship?
Yeah. They were lovely.
We were.
You fucking monster.
Apparently 2 of us.
2/3 of Pitch Please really fucking cared. Yeah, they were just like super cute together, and I think it was... I'm going to imagine that, you know, when they got together, Chris Pratt was a... fucking what have we turned into? Like gossip?
Yeah, I think it's because he's way too high star now, and that's got to put a lot of stress.
Well, yeah, you know, when they started out, he was the chubby dude from Parks and Rec, and he's cracking wise, and he's funny. And then he gets picked up for Guardians, and the first one he's still kind of kooky crazy, but then not only is he doing Guardians 2, but then went straight into Infinity War. You know, the filming schedule for that. Anna Faris isn't doing a lot now, let's be honest.
No.
Or in my knowledge, like maybe she is doing loads, and I'm a terrible, terrible feminist for not knowing what every woman in every film is doing ever.
I think
she's got She's got a TV show
Oh, okay.
about being a mum, and she's got a podcast as well.
Oh,
We've got a podcast. We're halfway down the house. We're halfway there.
Oh my
Wait,
god, we
Adam
could be married
Farris.
to Chris Pratt.
Oh my god.
let's as a group, as a podcast, we should send Chris Pratt a letter. Just going.
Let's wait a bit. Let's give it time to
Saying,
heal a bit.
Sorry
It's a
about
bit-
the breakup, but have you considered us? as-
Right,
Marrying
okay.
all three of us.
By the end of the next episode, I will have in the start of the next episode, I will have written a letter to Chris Pratt, and we'll get group approval, or at least 2/3 approval, and we'll send it to him. I don't know how we'll send it to him, but maybe we'll just post it on his wall on Facebook.
I feel that this
Tweet
series is
it
a
a
bit more
bit at a
bothering
time.
Hollywood.
Yeah, series 2, bothering Hollywood.
Just emailing them and writing to them.
Oh shit! What if Pitch Please's seasons matched like the hero's journey? So the first one was the call. So now we've got a
We have to deny it.
we have to deny the call.
deny the call
Yeah, so
by not
season 2
podcasting
is
at
going to
all.
be us denying the call by bothering
This
Hollywood.
is season 3 now. Season 2 was just nothing. That was just denying everything.
Yeah.
Season 3 now. Now we accept the call to adventure.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think this season of Pitch Please is terrible, and considering we've done 6 minutes without any pitching yet, then
We've
just
pitched
wait
our
to
relationship
season
with
3,
Chris
'cause,
Pratt.
oh boy, season 3, it's going to kick right off.
Watch as the guys stalk Chris Pratt.
Welcome to Pitch Please, a weekly podcast about Chris Pratt. We were going to call it Pratt's Happenings, but apparently that's already been taken by 12, 15-year-old girls. That's right, 12 of them. We don't think it would work as a podcast format, but they do. They make it bloody work. It's a riveting listen, and I find out all my facts.
It's the new
What about-
serial, I've heard.
You could call it Chewing the Pratt.
Ah!
That sounds
Oh!
potential.
Perfect. just perfect in every way.
I feel like if you're getting to do a podcast called Chewing the Pratt, you've probably already achieved your stalking goals. Like, if you're chewing the Pratt.
If you're chewing him.
How'd you spend
Let's
your
move on.
weekend? I was just chewing the Pratt, guys.
Please, let's move on.
Let's hope that Chris Pratt gets a Sarah Ha app, and we'll send him anonymous messages, just going, break up with Anna Faris. Oh, you've already done that. In that case, join Pitch Please. Why are we talking about Chris Pratt? Because he was in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Right, lads. I think we got to address the first thing. Dinosaurs look fucking stupid when they're not done scientifically accurate. Ipso facto,
Yes.
I want feathered raptors.
Also, none of this, we've created a dinosaur. well, we
You're
could.
not getting away from the big inaccurate raptors. They are a trademark of the series.
Yeah.
Even though raptors are really the size of chickens, you gotta have the big fucking huge ones.
They can be
the
huge.
Clever girls.
They can be huge, but they're having feathers. And T-Rexes don't run. It's scientifically proven that T-Rexes, they were so fucking big,
That
if they
they
tried
flew.
to run, they'd have broken their legs.
I think there's a good balance here between what's scientifically accurate and what's actually fun to watch
Yeah,
on TV.
no, that's fine, right? But what I want this to be a vehicle for is a bit more science, and also let's get some fucking aquatic nonsense involved, like those big fucking shell beasts and those horseshoe crabs. Those fuckers.
Set it underwater.
Yes.
Have it in the bay of Isla Nubla,
Lost
around
World.
where the island was.
Or Jurassic. No, wait. We'll think of a name later. But yes, underwater is a great idea. Then we can get the fucking megalodon, which was king of all the sharks,
Right.
and we can have a giant squid with barbed tentacles because dinosaurs or some bullshit.
And you can still have land-based dinosaurs if, for example, they're being transported from one island to another and they're stopping off at this water base and they get loose. So they're running down these little tiny corridors in underwater.
Is
with velociraptors.
this a sequel to the series currently?
I haven't seen it, so no.
Because here's my big problem with Jurassic Park. The first one works because it's the first attempt. It's a crazy plan, but you're like, oh, if we pull it off, this will be great. The problem with Jurassic Park being a franchise is that once it went wrong the first time, why would you think it's a good idea to keep making these things?
Because, Callum, underwater is a fucking brilliant idea. What happens if it goes wrong? Then we just let the people who are underwater die, and we crack on with it. I want this to be the Alien movie of the Jurassic Park franchise. Evil corporations, deadly fucking monster. But I want like fucking eldritch horror, deep sea craziness.
So we're going a bit more adult than the franchise typically has been.
Adult.
Real spooky.
We're going adult, not adult. If you understand the difference. One has swears, one has nips.
Okay, I'm thinking swears rather than nips.
What about them dino nips?
Dino nips. Dinosaurs don't have nipples because they're not mammals. Only mammals have nipples.
So we're saying no human dinosaur hybrid prostitutes then. That's out of the...
That's Jurassic. That's
That's the name
Underworld.
of the film.
Jurassic Underworld 4 Requiem. That's when you get the dinosaur
I would watch that film.
human hybrid.
Of course you would,
Find
Callum.
out that our main female character, badass female characters as well. I'm sick of watching white dudes.
Oh yeah, everyone is. It's done. White dudes
But
are done.
I do want a Jeff Goldblum cameo as well.
Jeff Goldblum is one of the dinosaurs.
No, he's
Okay,
the AI.
so-
he's the voice of the AI in
Yes!
the computer. So his voice is
Yes!
everywhere. It's like
Yes.
the
And
doors
he's like-
are open.
And he's like super professional until there's an emergency, right? Until the park is inevitably placed in an emergency, and then
He goes full Goldblum.
and then he goes full Goldblum because he's programmed that into the AI.
So the stammering is part of the AI going wrong, not just his acting method.
Yeah.
It's good.
And he just becomes a bit more Goldblum. Right, okay, so take this. You cut to the island, whatever fucking island, the Jurassic Park island. The sign is like burnt out. It looks like it's been abandoned for fucking years. And you see this rowboat or this like speedboat or one of those fucking swamp boats because they're cool because they've got the big fans on the back. So this fucking swamp boat is, you see it like as you pan out, and you're looking across, and the Jurassic Island is fucked. Like the buildings looks like there's been bombs, and there's dead dinosaurs everywhere. There's a couple of little skittering ones that run around. Maybe that fucker with the frills, so you can have a callback for later. Yeah, fuck it. You see a little skittering one, so you see that, you see the boat, you see the little skittering one. It looks up, goes like that as the boat approaches. Someone stands out, and then it tries to go for an attack, and it gets like, I don't know, either like a net or it's captured or it's just kicked aside and just ignored. They're like fucking blah. Anyway, it's Urbexers.
What is
and they're
that?
coming urban explorers.
Oh right, okay.
All right.
Yeah, so they're a bunch of rich kids. Two of them know what they're doing. One of them's some fucking rich boy who's a dickhead. Played by Jared Leto, because he plays rich white dickheads really well. But there's a badass girl who knows what she's doing, and there's I don't know. What about fucking Childish Gambino should play the other guy.
Donald Glover
should play the other guy. So they're like the rough and ready urbexers. They're friends with the posh dickhead. Maybe they're family or something. I don't know. They're all adopted family or something.
Oh, of some like rich Hollywood celebrity. One of these crazy mixed families.
Yeah. And he's like, yes, Jared Leto's all like, I want adventure and blah, blah, all this fucking bullshit. And they're like, you pussied out in a famous landmark that's an urban. You pussied out in Chernobyl, dude. Like, we won't be surprised if we're turning this boat back in the next 5 minutes. And they keep picking on him. Anyway, so they're walking through and they're taking selfies and they're climbing up on shit, and they're like she's really about like taking souvenirs. So she's taking like dinosaur teeth and shit. She's got a big backpack on, and she's wearing functional clothing. Like she might be sexy. I don't know who this lady's going to be, but she might be sexy, but she's not like it's not accentuated.
2 words. Britney Spears.
Fuck yes.
I was thinking more like Karen Gillan or...
Yeah, Karen Gillan would be cool.
Shit, not Rosario Dawson wasn't the one I was thinking of.
I'm sorry, it's Britney, bitch.
Alright, there's gonna be a cameo from Britney. Oh my god, yes, there's a cameo from Britney. She's doing the cabaret show underwater.
Yes.
Anyway, right.
Oh.
So they're looking at the park and blah blah blah, right, okay. One of them starts chasing a dinosaur. Rich boy starts feeling cocky, and he starts chasing a dinosaur. And the dinosaur goes up onto the beach, deep into the jungle. There's like this massive fucking lake, and a tentacle hits this fucking dinosaur and drags it down. And he's like, "There's a fucking dinosaur." They discover a shed that seems to be completely untouched by all the devastation. They can't get into it. It's like they're trying to open the wooden door, but it's like there's some kind of steel behind it or something. It's getting dark. Rich boy wants to go home. They hear a rumbling coming from the shed. They're like, what the fuck? So they go and hide, and they see some scientists come out of the door, and it's actually like behind this massive steel door, this shed. And they start checking the water for pH levels or something. They said, it's a category 4 disruption. It shouldn't be going that close to the surface, blah, blah, blah. The kids sneak in because obviously they do. Basically, they're secretly making another park way under the sea. The lake is kind of a holding tank for new species, but it really laps out onto the ocean. And there's a series of massive domes like Rapture, and they're turning it into an underwater park because... they're like, we think this is really cool, but the real reason is that the corporation is evil, and they're like, well, we can always just flood it if it fucks up.
Yes.
Someone else take the reins.
I would really like... I'm not sure how it would fit in, but I would really like the idea of, on one of these islands, there's a tribe of humans who've gone savage.
Oh, okay.
Former park guests who were trapped there when everything else went to shit. Not everyone was evacuated. There's maybe, say, 100 or so park guests who managed to get left behind, and they're just carrying fucking spears made out of barbed wire and shit. They've got little tribes going. They're expert dinosaur hunters and killers.
Mm.
And are we assuming that they somehow covered up the first film? Because this is...
No, it was a resounding disaster.
But that they are...
The world knows it was a resounding disaster. So
but they're just relying on the fact that people will still want to give it another go.
It's not going to be a theme park anymore. It's not going to be an attraction like in the first one and in Jurassic World. They were meant to be huge Disneyland-style theme parks where everyone turned up.
Yeah, this isn't it. This is for like the super rich.
It's a resort.
Oh, okay. So it's like, when you can take people out to hunt rare animals and shit.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay, yeah. So it's a resort. It's the lap of luxury. Everything is beautiful. It looks like Rapture. It's got that kind of opulence. And there's Britney in the main ballroom singing her greatest hits.
Absolutely. But she's rehearsing. Like nothing's completely ready yet. But she's rehearsing, and she's just like, she has a bit of a meltdown. She's just sassy and cool.
I want her to be our stealth heroine. She is our twist. Britney's a fucking badass.
I'm so fucking okay with that.
Britney has been in the way you convince her then is Britney has been got in there undercover because I don't know the FBI or something were like, look, we know something's going on, but we can't just get a regular agent in there.
That's not what I was saying.
It's Operation Britney, bitch.
We know they're hiring entertainers.
Operation Crossroads.
It will be an easy sell.
But yeah, you kind of see the kids. You're discovering the facility as our three protagonists are, and they're staying pretty hidden, or so they think. They're obviously being watched on cameras. So they get captured. You see the Jeff Goldblum AI. Like they walk into one of the facilities. Maybe there's some underground biomes as well. So you do see like not just underwater dinosaurs. You see like land dinosaurs, but they're in smaller enclosures. And there's way more security than before. So that's where you see your raptors. Sorry, oh dear. That's where you see your raptors and stuff. And then they get caught and they get brought in, and Rich Boy's got connections. So he begs them to stay. My father's a very rich man. My mother's a very powerful woman. Maybe she's a senator or the vice president. Fuck it, she's the vice president. The vice president wouldn't want to know what's going on here. These lands technically belong to America. Let us stay for the grand opening.
What if instead of there like being a whole kind of like you shouldn't be here thing, when they're caught, it's more like, oh, Dunstan, what are you doing running around? You should be with us. His parents are already there. They're rich. They've paid to be there. He snuck out to try and look on the islands. The islands are strictly out of bounds, and he snuck out to look at them.
Yeah.
So he gets caught by the scientists and the guards sneaking around where he shouldn't be, and brought back to the main complex where his parents and everyone is eating.
Yeah.
Does that fit?
I like that. Yeah, no, that's fucking cool. Callum, have you got any ideas that aren't Brittany works for the
I mean, I still think this film is a stealth vehicle for Britney's FBI spy film, but I guess I like that we don't have any action in there, because that was always a big problem I hated in Jurassic Park. Is we make it scary by making the people that threat kids. Like, no, it should just be scary because they're fucking dinosaurs. So I'm guessing then it should be that Jared Leto is really into it, and he's and then for whatever reason, like we say, this is some weird sort of pseudo family he's got with Donald Glover and Rosario Dawson or whoever it is we're putting in, Karen Gillan. They're a bit more reticent, and we got to have, I mean, the crux of it is how it goes wrong. It's usually corporate espionage which seems to fuck it up, or at the very least corporate greed.
It's literally a case of fuck it, the squid's like way more intelligent than they thought it was. And that you watch some stuff with that octopus that's super clever.
Yeah.
You talk about how octopuses are super clever, and this squid is not being allowed out, and you'll see that they'll talk you through, like a day before the grand unveiling and all the rich people turn up. You get a tour of the facility and you see what goes on outside, and it's specially purified water. It's saline enough so that saltwater creatures can survive, but they're not fucking happy about it, and they're slightly weaker. They're weakened for it.
Yeah.
And then you see this fucking mega squid, and you see the megalodon, and you see, I don't know, the Leopleurodon, because they're quite cool. Nessie for the
because I'd almost like to see it as, like, really see it be a mistake on the, so not just that, I don't know, the squid manages to inattentively smash through, like, how they did that thing where they showed how smart octopuses were by having them work out that maze or something. I'd almost imagining like a giant version of that to show how strong show how smart the squid is, and like, oh look, we can even tame this mighty beast, whatever. But somehow in building that, it actually like the structural integrity of the cage or something, or some way in which it's not. It's more than just they break out. It's we have specifically tried to show how much smarter we are, and in doing
hubris.
that,
it's hubris. That the whole
mate. It's really. I'm really annoyed that you just said that, because I was gonna wait until it all kicked off, and then the Goldblum hologram says, hubris protocol activated,
nice.
and then it starts like that's when he turns and he's a bit more like whoa, oh well, you messed that up, didn't you?
That gives us the name as well.
I think
Because,
that'd be cool.
well, maybe anyway. Because in Greek mythology, hubris, when you thought you were better than the gods, you were visited by Nemesis. That hubris invited Nemesis, and Nemesis was your destruction. So.
Yeah, Nemesis is the name of the
Oh,
song.
nice! I was going to say the title of the film was Jurassic Park Nemesis, but that's kind of been done with Star Trek, actually. Never mind.
That's,
And hubris is a bit on the nose.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
you could get an Icarus reference in there somehow.
Yeah.
You could have it. Jeff Goldblum
yeah.
could be called the Icarus. I don't know. OS. Icarus.
iOS.
Ica.os.
Nice. I like that.
But I like the idea of him being present as well, because I think if we're going a bit creepier, like it works to have this thing. It be this thing of, so everything goes wrong. All these rich people who we don't actually care about start getting torn apart. Our three main kids. Well, I mean, I guess they're not really kids anymore. Most of them are in their 30s, but they're trying to escape. We don't actually really want Jared Leto to survive, but we maybe get to see like he's so out of his element that we feel a bit sorry for him. That he's been kind of faking it.
So you see some flooding, right? Okay, so you see some flooding, and the fucking squid's going crazy, and Jeff says, we've got to go to the underdecks, and they're like, what the fuck's the underdecks? And then he shows a map, and there's a whole other like 5, 6, 7 floors that are like separated by long elevators down, and that's where they're looking at the Jurassic like bottom feeder creatures, where they're doing like the secret experiments, where they're doing new parts of the park. So that's when you start to see the creepy fucking eldritch shit. So you start seeing the horseshoe crabs and blobfish and those horrible fucking parasitic worms, but they're all huge, and that's when you can start really going to town with some just fucking disturbing shit.
Yeah, and I love the idea of persistent Goldblum, like throughout all this thing is that that's actually the subtitle, is it's Jurassic Park Persistent Goldblum. But no, the idea of this almost slightly mocking but kind of funny, this really darkly comedic AI just sort of like having been programmed with the possibility of, hey, this could all go wrong and everyone could die, and just being there going, hey, you guys really fucked this one up, didn't you? And almost, at every turn, not necessarily bringing the dinosaurs down on anyone, but I can imagine that if they took a wrong turn or whatever, they'd come face to face with a Goldblum sort of mocking them for it, and just really ratcheting up the fear factor, the creep factor, I guess, more than fear, of like, even if there's not, they could actually be clear for 5 miles, at a certain point, but he's going, he has been programmed to make you believe that you are constantly in this state of horror and imminent death because you've brought it upon yourself.
Yeah, well, in the film,
it's like a rogue program.
He's a chaotician in the film. So you have him just like reeling off these reams of just a monologue about chaos theory and how things affect one another, just really ratcheting up the tension. And the sort of the feel of the film is going to be very much going from these huge, rich ballrooms and dining rooms to tiny little tunnels that they're running through in almost pitch darkness. And through these huge windows, you just see like a light in the pitch black ocean beyond, like an anglerfish, isn't it? It's called with the little light at the end. A prehistoric version of one of those. So there's just ginormous light sort of passing in the darkness, and then just teeth at the glass. Damn. I'm thinking the way that it kicks off, the way it kicks off is, I'm really trying to shoehorn in these tribal survivors, and I don't think they're going to work. But what if they from the island, when the kids are messing around, they leave this door open, and the tribal the survivors are able to get down there, and there with their spears and their clubs, they just sort of like pour out into this this ballroom full of rich people drinking and eating their avocado toasts, and then all these men and women just in rags carrying big clubs and dinosaur teeth, swords, that kind of thing, just pour out and start chopping people up to bits, shouting.
Oh, nice! And then they're the thing that you've got the perfect.
They're
storm
the chaos,
then.
and they're shouting, "No more park! No more park!"
Yeah. And they were the poor people that were left behind. After the park exploded. So then you've got this whole you are the 1% sort of thing. Because I'm imagining, this is years after the first park incident. So these are going to be the children of the poor.
Oh yes.
Who were left on the park. So they're going to be quite young, not like but there'll be a couple of teenagers, and you'll have some maybe most of the adults have died, but you'll have some of the older guys who are kind of in their 50s. But yeah, they're all skinny as fuck, but like they look savage. And they're talking about the 1% and stuff like that, and then you've got that going on in the ballroom, and then at the same time that's when the squid goes fucking mental. So then you have this mix of people who are like, in order to survive, we've all got to go deeper, but then you've got this uneasy alliance, and then it becomes the classic trope of any post-apocalyptic film where the danger, you're not sure whether the monster is the danger or the reason the apocalypse has happened is the danger. It's actually the people.
Well, I tell you how you work them in then that actually makes it creepier and just plain the whole thing is Goldblum opens. That there is specifically accounted for this. The fact that the corporation, who I can't remember their names, but they knew that those islanders still existed, which is obviously fucked up because like they just left them there. And then,
they thought the dinosaurs would take care of them.
And they built a tunnel up to them, and it's built into the Icarus protocol or whatever, or the Hubris protocol. They're going like, well, no, either they come down and just get wiped out as well, or they get to be part of this whole sort of Saw trap game melange of horror that's going on down here. And you just have like a gate opening in the floor or whatever of their island, and then you can have a Goldblum doing some distinctly Goldblummy line to try and lure them down.
I think if this is like a 2-hour film, which I imagine it probably would be, we spend a bit more time than I'd originally anticipated on the island. So maybe the first 20 minutes is them, they see the tribes, they escape the tribes, then you get all your exposition, and then you find the shed, when they're trying to escape the tribe. And that's how they find it. So the first 5 minutes is them, you find out, they're urbexing, and he's rich, and blah 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 blah. Also, there's a skinny guy in the tribe who Gerard Leto's got his eye on a little bit, and you get this kind of they're from opposite lives. He's the 1%, and this guy's been bred to hate him, Romeo and Juliet kind of thing going on. But actually, their union is the thing that unites the tribe eventually.
Yes.
To cut a long story short, you go through the layers, things get creepier. The squid is actually tracking them because he's got some kind of fucking squid heat vision or something. And then at the bottom layer, you've got something called the Kraken Protocol. And when you unleash the Kraken Protocol, what it does is either we can go proper fucking bonkers and release a massive fuck off, I don't know, octopus, megalodon, Cthulhu looking motherfucker, don't know that, or it's a nuke. But the escape for people, there's enough for 50 people to escape, which was the skeleton science crew that were working there, but have now mostly been killed or evacuated themselves. But what a really cool idea would be is when they make their escape in the third act, the pods look like those fucking I think they're called basiliscopes that James Cameron rides around in. when he goes underwater.
Is James Cameron going to be in
and
this?
then you can
Can we put James Cameron in?
Yeah, he could be as a scientist. And then someone would be like, "Where'd you get this? Where'd you get this design?" And he could be like, "Oh, we
spheres.
some like asshat in Hollywood or something." You know, he makes a reference to himself, and you're like, "Wait, bathyspheres, not bathyscopes. Yeah, bathyspheres. Yeah, yeah. I think that's what they're called, or they're called one-man submarines. But anyway." Yeah, they're like they can withstand the pressure of the fucking Mariana Trench. So then you've got these escape pods, and then in order to like kill the squid and lure it away from the oceans, once someone comes up with the idea that you're going to just lure it into the deepest part of the ocean and then drive up or something, and then there's like a squid chase scene, and then I don't really know. One of the father of the dude
played by
who
Randy
likes
Quaid.
Jared Leto and Jared Leto likes, sacrifices himself by blowing up the pod in the squid's face. Sure.
Does Randy Quaid even work anymore? Isn't he just crazy? I also think when the Unleash the Kraken protocol or whatever happens, you should have Goldblum doing Bill Nighy, doing Davy Jones, saying "Unleash the Kraken."
Oh.
But yeah.
Well, what about the ending? They're
all fine. They expose the corporation, or if you want a downbeat ending, they get paid a lot of money to shut the fuck up about it. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. It should be Jared Leto doing like two very different. It should be Jared Leto looking the way he does now, and Jared Leto looking the way he did when 30 Seconds to Mars first started out.
Fuck's sake.
Also, at the very end, when you're like,
what the fuck is Britney? Britney was going to do something incredible. We've forgotten about Britney. Also, Donald Glover is hilarious throughout this film, but also really badass. And our badass female lady protagonist is the only one with a modicum of like fighting ability and sense, and she's the constant voice of reason throughout this entire film. Like, what the fuck is?
Well, at least until Britney shows up, obviously.
Alright. Sure.
Does
that mean does Britney escape?
I think Britney dies to save them. I think it should end with Britney going out into the woods to fight a T-Rex.
No. I've got it. I've fucking got it. I have got it. So, they've all got to learn how to fucking live. You know that people have gone off. Some of the escape pods went in wafty directions. So the post-credit scene is Britney in a bathysphere pops up and she's on the fucking side of like Manhattan or something, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's British Bird," and she exposes everything.
Can she do it in song format?
No, and then but she will do an album about her troubles. Like we'll basically.
There's an
we'll get
epilogue
a
which is
montage.
just like her documentary, which is kind of about both what happened and also an ad for her new album about.
Yeah. So she'll be appearing and talking about her. She'll be talking about her. Her new album's called Wild Style, and she's talking about like what she endured, but also she's exposing this company for what they are. You see CEOs getting arrested, houses getting raided, but you also see all of our guys getting picked up by helicopters and stuff. And they all get rescued and everything's fine and it's wonderful, but you only know that if you stay to the end of the credits, and it's like a full 5-minute, maybe even a 10-minute scene at the end. Okay. Yeah.
We're really using this film to a weird extent as a vehicle for a Britney Spears franchise. Does Goldblum make it out? Does the AI survive? Or like, do we?
Of the AI? Well, yeah, because he's on the computer. He's on the computer of every bathysphere. Like the Wizard of Oz. Like the Wizard of Oz. With like just like microchips and stuff, like a crude robot costume. He's got like fucking air conditioning pipe for arms.
Please ignore the man behind the curtain.
It's like bleep, a bloop. Right, well that's right. That's it pitched. That's fucking brilliant. That's good. We need to think of a name for it. Now I and this is only because of the game, but I want to call it Jurassic Park Subnautica.
What if we the resort is called the Bubble?
Can we get sued for
Jurassic
that?
Park Trouble in the Bubble?
I don't think you can get fucking sued for it. Not if we're talking Jurassic Park money.
Oh my god!
No.
Bubble trouble.
1994. Yeah, and then the end credits is just that song. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Someone's come along and it's burst our bubble. Uh-oh. Yeah. Followed by totally addicted
There's
to
been no
bass.
90s riffs in the
Wow,
entire film.
wow.
Just pure.
Just like this weird like female fronted attitude pop that obviously ends with the Britney Spears song. Gunk.
What do you think?
Gunk. Oh yeah. Anyway, what's it going to be called?
I don't know. I've got Atlantis stuck in my head, but that's not good.
See, that's what I originally thought that, but it seems a little bit.
It's a little bit like as well. Maybe sounds like we're going more into myth than.
Yeah, they're going to be like, what?
Aquaman makes a
Right, hang on.
surprise cameo.
Let's type in famous underwater stuff.
Underwater things.
Oh!
Aren't we then just doing the Poseidon
Jurassic Park
adventure?
Neptune? Jurassic Park Neptune?
That's out the park. Let's.
That's
Yeah.
dinosaurs.
Kind of feel you got it.
Right, Ben, would you watch it? Hi gang, just as a quick aside, this was a point in the podcast where Ben's audio decided to completely crap out. We could hear him, but it wasn't being recorded, so the next minute and a half might seem a little bit strange. And he's not going to say goodbye, so I'm going to say goodbye on behalf of him. Oh, I'm Ben. Goodbye. Daddy cool. Daddy cool. I would watch it. I'd watch it in the cinema. If there was nothing else on, I'd watch it in the cinema.
Yes. I want to see Jared
We're not
Leto
100%
literally
decided, right?
romancing himself.
Oh no, actually, do you know what? He is that kind of prick. You've just sold it to me, Callum. Him being like, he'd be romancing himself. Like, yeah, that's exactly what
He would love it.
Yeah, all right, cool.
We just sell it to him as like the
Right.
challenge of the role of.
Of course, yeah. Because he'd have to film it like over like 6 months and keep doing like his parts and then doing his other part. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna roll the magic dice. I've got a list of 21 things in front of me. I'm gonna roll, and we're now gonna see what happens. Are you fucking kidding me?
Did you just?
I literally rolled a 1. So next week, someone is going to be pitching against someone else. An Indiana Jones reboot. I don't mind sitting this one out.
Shia LaBeouf.
Sounds like Callum's up. So, and Ben, this was one of your suggestions. So I'm assuming Ben versus Callum next week.
Whoop, whoop.
Sweet as a nut. Wicked. All right. Well, I've been Mike Orvis. He's been Ben Fee. And he's been Callum Tyndall.
What?
And if we had a sign off, it would be here. Thanks a lot. Bye. Hey, it's your boy Mike Orvis here. If you like this podcast, then we could really do with you rating and reviewing us on iTunes. I don't know why I said that like a robot, but I did. I'm definitely a human. I eat human food. I just had one of those sausages that humans eat 2 days ago and then gestated it within the normal amount of time because obviously I have the one human stomach. I think I've been rumbled. Anyway, if you want to support the podcast, rate and review us on iTunes, and if you want to get in touch, there was a pitch you didn't like or whatever, then please do get in touch and give us some suggestions. Find Geek Pride on Twitter at GeekPride1 because we can't afford to get the real one. Or you can write in to content@geek-pride.co.uk. Make sure you put the subject heading as pitch, please, because Geary gets so many cosplay boudoir shots sent to him from all the Patreons that he subscribes to. We'd just be waiting for it for hours. There's only so many pictures of 20-somethings in their bedroom with a pair of cat ears and some dungarees on that I can stomach, really. Have a good one, and see you soon. Bye. Human goodbye, like a human. Post credits. Bounce. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I used to tame hogs, but now I'm taming dinosaurs. Bounce.